So the episode number 8 of Silo season 3 is out, and guys, this episode answered so many questions. We finally found out where the poison comes in the silo, and we found out how Patrick Kennedy and Lucas Kyle survived the attack and who attacked them. So I'm just simply going to talk about everything that happened in this episode, and I will share my thoughts and all with you guys as usual. So if you don't want to miss any of that, watch the video till the end. So first, let's talk about the flashback. In the flashback, we saw what Perstenson is doing. He is explaining everything to Daniel and Helen and Charlotte, and they are asking why they are there. He wants Daniel, Helen, and Charlotte to work for him, to help him to create the silo and or the whole project. And we also found out what is the real threat, why they are building the silos, and what they think is that can end the world. So it is not a nuclear weapon, it is not a bio weapon as they told us in the previous season. It is not, it is just a nanotech weapon. It is not a bomb, it is nothing, it is just nanotech bomb. And that explains what that blue kind of cloud that we saw in the episode where Charlotte went to Iran in on her mission. It was the nanotech weapon. It appeared like a cloud, and it got the control of the planes, and it crashed all the planes. So this is what the real threat is, and that is why Perstenson is building the silos. When he offered Daniel and Helen to work for him, and he will pay them and all, they refused, and they just got in the helicopter and they went away. And she is going to train the drones and all, because she is a pilot, and Perstenson is saying that he needs a good drone pilot. But we will talk about that later in the video, because that is a really interesting detail. But there was one thing that I noticed. It is not something big or something huge. It is just I think there is some kind of chemistry or history between Charlotte and the daughter of a senator. I don't remember her name. The senator secretary is her daughter, and I think she and Charlotte had some relationship, and Charlotte doesn't remember, because the way she was looking at Charlotte and the way she was talking to Charlotte in the previous episode, it seems like that. So that is what happened in the flashback sequence. Let's talk about the present timeline, which is our future. So this episode starts with Kennedy and Lucas lying down on the ground. This shows us how they survived the attack, where that gunshot noise came from, and we found out that it was drones. We didn't saw that, but when Kennedy was pretending to be dead and he was lying on the ground, you can see some light reflecting on his helmet, and it seems like it is drone. And as I said, first Hansen offers Charlotte to work for him because she is a drone pilot and he needs a drone pilot. So I think she is the one who trained all the people who are controlling these drones in from the silo one, or maybe she is the one who created that program or helped to create the program which is controlling these drones, because these were drones, it is pretty sure. And Kennedy is really smart. He just lie down on the ground and pretended that he got hit by the bullet and he's dead now. And as soon as the drone left, he just got up and he found Lucas, but Lucas was shot. So they went in the silo 17 and they found Jimmy and all, and they also found how to stop the safeguard protocol, and they also found out what happened to Solo, aka Jimmy's mother. She was the one who stopped the safeguard protocol. She went into the judicial and she locked down that pipe. She capped it, and in order to do that, she welded herself inside that room. She locked that room and welded the door, and she died in there, so she can save all the people in the silo 17. But we have found the way, and when Juliet sent Shirley to cap the pipe in the judicial in silo 18, she noticed something, that the silos are in different direction, and there was some technicality about structure and architecture. The moral of the thing is that she sent Shirley to the opposite side of the judicial, and that is really wrong. But she got there in time and she stopped Shirley. And but after that, Juliet got arrested by Camille, and she was put in a cell with Robert Sims, and that is going to be interesting. And but I have one question. Juliet is the mayor of the silo, and I don't know why she is not doing anything in her power in her to stop Camille and all. She should have some kind of powers over silo, because she is the mayor. If mayor doesn't have any power, so why do you guys make mayors? I don't know why, but it seems really stupid to me. But the thing is, Juliet and Robert Sims are in the same cell, and we don't know what they are going to do. But I think Kami's plan is to lock both of them in that cell, unless until all the people in the silo forgets who Juliet is. So I think that is her plan. And there was another thing that I think is really stupid. We know that the interface, the voice in the vault is some kind of AI or program, and it runs all kind of calculation in it, and comes up with a solution and all. But it doesn't know what Julius want to do with Silo 17, why she sent Kennedy and Lucas in Silo 17. It doesn't know that. It should know that because it runs all the simulation and all the calculation, but it doesn't know what Juliet wants to do with Silo 17. That is really stupid. Other than that, let's talk about Sheriff Paul investigating Ola Clint's murder. And we saw that Knox found his father and he beat the information out of him, and he told him what he built for the guy in the mines. And when Paul, Knox, and the other guy, the deputy from the engineering, I think, I don't know, I don't remember his name, but they all three of them were investigating, or they were finding the thing that Knox's father built. So they found an elevator, and freaking elevator in the supply vault. It goes right into the mines. Dude, guys, they built an elevator, and nobody figured it out. Nobody noticed all the supplies that go gone, and all the mechanical stuff that they used in order to build that elevator. Nobody found out, nobody noticed that, and that is really insane. And we also found out who killed Orla Clint. It was Orla Clint's boyfriend, or may I say Glenda's ex-boyfriend. He was the one who killed Orla Clint because she found that elevator, and because of that he killed her. So that is what pretty much happened in this episode, and this season is going really good. I am really loving it. It is giving us so many answers, and I am really looking forward to watch the next episode, because all the heavy hitters, all the main members of the team are gone. Juliet and Robert are locked up in a cell. Lucas and Kennedy are in Silo 17. It is now just Knox, Shirley, Martha, and half-cooked Bernard. It's up to them to stop the protocol safeguard, and I'm really looking forward to watch how they are going to do that. So guys, these were my thoughts on everything that happened in this episode of Silo season 3. What about you guys? If you have seen the episode, please share your experience about it with me in the comment box below. And if I have missed some detail or some event that happened in this episode, please let me know that also in the comment box below. So guys, that's all in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.